Hey, we are back. We are back after taking a break. I hope you are all been not streaming on Monday and Tuesday because of this exact reason, that stupid cough. But it is better today. I can actually speak for the most part without coughing. But yeah, obviously you'll see we are joined by my good friend Wiz. Wiz, how we doing, mate?
I'm very well, thank you, Dave. Yeah, I would say how are you, but I can hear obviously by the sound of it that you probably would say you've been better.
Yeah. I'm just gonna. I forgot to take my pills before coming on, so I'll just pop them while we're speaking. Bag. Yeah, my little sandwich bag full of medicine. Literally, just full of cough medicine, pills, stuff to try and make me feel better.
You washing it down with a beer?
Pepsi Max.
Oh, but yeah, I'm all right. Yeah, it's been a fun week. It's been chaos. Markets have been incredibly choppy. You've probably chosen quite I think you've probably chosen quite a nice week if you are out of it, because you probably saved yourself quite a lot of stress. Because everything has been a little bit, what's the word? Nutty is probably how I would describe it.
I'm just going to shoot this cough medicine down my throat to try and get me through the stream. Hang on. The things I do for you people, like the things I do for you people. One more.
Okay, what a trooper!
There we
this
go.
This is his commitment to the cause.
This is it. This is it. Right, I'm all tanked up now. We're ready to go. The sandwich bag full of medicine going away.
Look at him. You can see the change of energy already.
I tell you what, I have found out. Have you ever had one of these? These must have been around forever. The nasal inhalers.
Yeah. Oh, they're different level, aren't they?
For honestly, they hit like crack, don't they?
Yeah. I love. Have you ever had Octavine?
Like, I read a while ago that people can get addicted to these.
Yeah.
And this is the first time I've ever tried one with this cold that I've had, and I can see why. It's
different gravy, isn't it?
It's like an alternative to vaping. Like, you kind of get some sort of hit. It's mad. They're great.
Addict.
Yeah, do not condone abusing these, by the way. You probably shouldn't. This will be going in the bin as soon as I'm better, but they do provide. I mean, that it's that hit of menthol in you, like edge in it. It just clears your airways out, but it feels mad. It gives you like a tingle.
They do it in I think it's in some Asian countries, isn't there, where if you're too drunk, they'll basically give you like a I don't know, like something really, really mentholy in the nose, and it properly just like brings you back. I'm sure Mr. Webfree Spud is probably knows what I'm talking about there. But yeah, I mean, I quite like Octavine, but I have horrendously bad nose breathing. Like my nose doesn't work particularly well.
I've got a deviated septum, so this right nostril is basically just almost near blocked airway wise.
Yeah.
You got deviated septum.
But I'll tell you what, Dave, you can still smell a Bitcoin long when you come across them, can't you?
Yeah. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you okay, yeah.
Good. Right, we've got Nick in the chat, Stonksy, Scotty, how we doing? Hugo, Steve, obviously Spud is in here as well. Pellin's in here. It's one of my one of the things that I find dead funny to say, that you don't get to say it very often, that saying, do you? But you know, when you get something that you say it isn't half a good saying. You open dry oil of oregano, better and more powerful, clears flu in days. And we got BPN just jumped in as well, so thank you all for jumping in. Of course,
busy one.
Yeah, busy one. Yeah, busy one for the first stream back.
All back for you, Dave.
And you, mate, and you. You're here as well.
Oh, behave.
Yeah, do make sure you drop a like. Let's see what we're on. We're on 7. All right. Instead, because that's a poor like ratio. Come on, let's get these likes up. Drop a big like on the stream.
Go on, give it a like.
And let's give it a like. I mean, 4 likes, that's pitiful, isn't it?
Give it a like, or Dave's gonna come around and give you whatever he's got.
Yeah, I'm gonna cough into something. I post it out to all here. But yeah, obviously, do make sure you drop a like. And of course, if you're not signed up to BLOFIN, there we go. Pin the BLOFIN link in the chat. So do go sign up to that as well. I'm sure all of you are signed up to BLOFIN though by now. So long or short, what does Stonksy on 1 minute? We'll have a look in just a second, Hugo. I bet my voice sounds mad, doesn't it?
I mean, you sounded more Scouse. It seems to have got rid of a lot of your Scouseness.
Yeah, good. Yeah, we'll have a look at that in a bit. That we aren't working together anymore, Scotty. The two parties. He's off doing his own thing now, so he won't be back on the stream. BPA. This is ridiculous. Ridiculous. I don't know why I have a feeling gold hasn't topped just yet. No, I don't agree with you. Either. Yeah, I don't think it has either. Which is obviously what
you're right anyway.
Yeah, which is what we'll be covering today. Of course, if we zoom out, see what's been happening on Bitcoin today. This was obviously
it was a mega move yesterday, wasn't it? It was just like straight up, straight down. It was a
Well, like when I saw this candle, because obviously I haven't been looking really at the market the past couple of days, but when I saw this candle, I was like, "Whoa, that is a big boy 1 hour candle, that isn't it? Like basically a 4K candle in an hour. That is a big boy candle." But I mean, that is just like a perfect Burj Khalifa, isn't it? Just up, down. This previous hourly candle was quite interesting.
Yeah, because that cleared out the CME gap.
Oh, was there a CME gap?
Yeah.
Let's see. Where is my CME chart? This one. Oh, yes, down to there. Yeah. Okay. That's good. At least that's been cleared out now. So that's, I suppose, one positive off the dump. What are you thinking on, obviously, the stock market? Are you thinking chop up, down?
I think a little bit of sideways is where I'm leaning to.
I think that, I estimate anyway. I would still be partial to say that there is more upside to come, and obviously that's not a genius thing to say, considering we're not really that far away from all-time highs. But what I would say is that I don't think there's really much momentum left in this, and much gas left in the tank.
It needs. I think certainly looking on the daily, we need to be bullish at least before we sweep down. We probably need to make a new all-time high. I think if we fail to make a new all-time high, is where things get a little bit concerning.
Yeah,
but it's earnings season, so
go on, mate. Sorry.
Yeah, it's earnings season, so you've got a lot of news catalysts and a lot of windows get opened. I find, because obviously you'll see a lot of news around what people are doing from a profit perspective, what their outlooks are. You also get, it's also quite interesting, I think, and I urge people to at least sort of stay on top and read this, but you'll also get quite a lot of their view on the economy and the data perspective, which, considering we've currently got this mega black hole of data, is probably quite key. You've got Tesla tonight is the first one to go, I believe.
Yeah.
Tesla might come next week.
Oh no, tomorrow. Is it? Unless Grok's got it wrong. This says 23rd.
Wait, is it Wednesday today?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's after hours, I think. I thought it was after hours today.
Grok's got that wrong. No, it is. Yeah, it is today.
Right, it's after hours.
Yeah, Grok's got that wrong then. What we'll do is, I don't know if the rest of these are going to be correct, so we'll just actually go and have a look on each one. I know Nvidia's the last one, isn't it? They're middle of November, and it's not actually.
Yeah.
This thing seems to be stalling as well.
This thing's been stalling for a while, hasn't it? We said the chop down, and I think the interesting one, it's something I've been highlighting for a while, is you're seeing AMD outperform it. I think AMD has a lot more juice left in the tank. Yeah.
But Amazon, the interesting thing the other day was that Amazon was actually up while all that AWS outage was going on, weren't it? That's been in the ones, I think, anyway, if I'm right off the top of my head. Yeah, it's already pulled back. quite significantly from its high. Obviously, if we look up there, it had already pulled back a almost 12% move. But
yeah,
you can see
but this is lagged.
This is one nice
lagged the rest of it.
Yeah, in here, that is one range in there. But yeah, obviously the title is capital rotation for today's stream. So maybe we're going to be having some discussion around, obviously, what do you think in terms of capital rotation? Now, we will cover probably all aspects, not just a bull case, because there are actually some things that I would actually like to cover. Hang on. I do apologise, everyone. I wasn't taking the piss when I said I was ill. Yeah, we. What was I saying? Yes, there are some things that are actually concerning me on Bitcoin, which we could actually cover next. So if I slap up some MAs on here, I do want to take a look at smooth. Where's the simple moving average gone?
You reset your trading view again.
I don't know what's happened with my
It's rugged you.
I don't know what's happened with my trading view. Can I just duplicate this one? Can I duplicate that? No. Oh, balls. Anyway, yeah, so let's slap these on. Anyway, it's 12. And then the other one. Let me just see if this will work. No, that's not going to work. Why? Where is this simple moving average gone? Is this doing this on yours as well?
I've not had an issue.
Oh, there it bloody hell! It was right in front of me there. Right, let me whack this on. And what did I do? 12, yeah, 21. What colour should we go? We've got orange. What other colour should we go for?
I mean, I always like pink. But it's a little bit ready. But yeah.
Let's go pink. Oh, let's go pink. Oh, what we'll do, let's turn Stonksy off for a minute. Right. So if we go on the weekly, this is obviously. I don't really look too much at moving averages. Obviously, I pay attention to the key ones. Like obviously, recently we came into contact with the 200 DMA, didn't we? The 200 daily EMA and others, but particularly these ones, the 12 and the 21, have always been ones that I've paid attention to, mostly on the weekly time frame, because they do show a rollover in momentum. And they are quite good for obviously just monitoring what is going on with the market. Now, they obviously work the best with when we get some deep flushes, or obviously if you're looking for a rebound. But when they start to obviously come together and cross, historically this has been, when we've got a pretty deep pullback. If you look to the two tops in 2021, if you look at the times we've pulled back so far here, down here, obviously currently we've not crossed, but we are rolling over. Bitcoin is starting to concern me a little bit on the higher time frames for what maybe is going to happen for the rest of the year. Just a few alarm bells, nothing major, because obviously we are all but I would say, just 10% away from everything being all rosy and good again. Anywhere close to 120k again, and we're all fine and dandy. But what is obviously starting to show for me is maybe a potential rollover in momentum. As you can see, 12.21, and now obviously looking like they're going to cross, rolling over back to the downside. But not just that. If you look at actually the weekly candles we obviously got this upwards weekly candle. We then obviously had the deep flush. We then had no strong reaction because we followed through that with the next week into the wick. If you look at the current weekly candle now, we've obviously got a long time. We've got 4 days, 12 hours to go. But as you can see, big absorption on that upper wick. But then on the monthly, we are getting obviously just persistent. If we remove this, you can see these wicks basically just show what they are. It's just seller buyer absorption. Sellers coming into the market, selling, creating the big wicks. But I'm just keeping an eye on, and what I would say is obviously, just try and remove your bias, and just keep an eye on the high time frame for momentum, because something that's always concerned me in my bias, because my bias has always been one more leg up, and I don't know about you but my bias, my bias has always been one more leg up. But the one thing that concerns me is that seems to be everyone's bias. For the most part, we do obviously have birds in the industry and stuff like that, but I think the absolute certainty in that most people think that we are owed or deserve one more leg up is actually starting to worry me a bit, considering that we are basically, don't get me wrong, last November we basically rallied through, but we had the election as the catalyst to spur that. What is going to be some form of catalyst to get us going if it's not just organic price? Organic price action going into November. So that's one thing that's just started to worry me a little bit.
I think if you have a look at total, I find the total really interesting, because since we had the liquidation event on it, we've not actually seen any of that money flow back in. Like, whilst we pushed up on alts and things like that, and you've had that little bit of bullish momentum, we've not actually pushed up that much.
And look at USDT dominance, which obviously just basically is the inverse of that, isn't it? You've got USDT dominance, which is slapped. While this isn't a tradable asset, it's obviously clearly got points of interest where whoever can control the market is obviously painting a very nice picture on this USDT dominance for the past 2 years or so, basically just dropping it between market rallies ending and market rallies beginning. So as you can see, since that, the exposure to Tether, which you can just apply this to USDT as well if you want, is obviously going up, which is basically the inverse of what you're saying there, Wiz, about the total chart. So this potentially has, again, it's not a tradable asset, so it's not like we are saying, right, this has to trade into resistance here.
Yes.
But the trend has been, when we've obviously come, you can see it here, when this range first started to build, come down here, what did we do? We trended up here, we dropped back down, hit here, trended up here, dropped back down, hit here, started to trend up here. So there may be like another % or so for it to go up.
Well, you can compare them, can't you? So if you click on indicators and type in correlation coefficient, correlation coefficient, and put in the symbol Bitcoin, so whatever, and then it shows you the correlation there.
Okay. And do you know how to read this? Because I don't.
So this is basically following exactly as we said. So this basically confirms this correlation.
It's I want to keep that on there actually, so I'll just collapse that down. But apart from that, I think obviously what I'll do is I'll pull the crypto saving expert newsletter up in a minute, which basically has the bullish case outlined, which is what I put together today. So let me just bear with me while I pull that up, and we'll run through that. Let me see, newsletter. I don't know if Spud is still in here, but Spud will be made up to see this be going through on stream. So let's pull this up. Let me get that in there. Let me throw my screen back up. Yeah, there we go. Oh, hang on. Oh, hang on. Wrong thing. There we go. So what have you been doing this week, Wiz? Have you mostly been have you been trading stocks, crypto, whatever it was?
Metals. I've had a pretty good run on metals, certainly on the short side. Yesterday was biblical because I was short gold and then longed it. Yeah, starting to get back more into crypto. I had a very lovely short yesterday. I longed up and then I shorted 113.8 yesterday.
Yeah.
So that was quite nice. Came straight up into quite a nice area for liquidity and then back down. But yeah, I've not looked too much at crypto. I've been struggling to get excited about altcoins, and I think Bitcoin is in the boring stage, which is always a relatively good sign. For me, it feels like everything's being set up for Friday anyway.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Friday, obviously, for everyone that doesn't know, got the CPI data coming, and we'll be watching that on stream. Good thing to actually cover is I think I'm going to have to change the times of the stream, maybe. I'm not too sure yet. I haven't decided. I don't know whether to put them to 12:30 or not, because obviously on Saturday night going into Sunday,
Daylight saving.
we got the time change, haven't we? So US Open for us will be moving to 1:30 in the afternoon instead of 2:30. So it'll be obviously earlier on, which is good for us because obviously if you're holding anything on, that's on the London Stock Exchange, you obviously get an extra hour of the US market being open before the London Stock Exchange shuts, which is good. But it puts us, it puts us earlier on. So I don't know whether to. I was thinking like go live and then just have half an hour before US Open, or if I go live at 12:30, I have an hour before and an hour after. Where obviously at the moment we have an hour and a half before and half an hour after. So I'm thinking if I change it to 12:30, that might be a perfect mix. But anyway, this is obviously what I put together for the Crypto Saving Expert newsletter today. So basically just looking at plain old, what have we got going on? So obviously for Bitcoin, we are in this major SR zone here where, we're currently, as you can see, we've formed this range here just between support, resistance up here. And then to the downside, I think I'm not really in, I don't know about you, but I'm not really in the camp of if we was to fall out of here, we'd just go to 100k and then come back up. Because to me, that just looks like too small of a drop considering the amount of time we've been trading in here.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think there's so much liquidity below. I mean, you look at those wicks.
Yeah.
I'd be surprised if you didn't get a reaction in that gap at least.
Yeah. So I'd be looking obviously down here, which would be my pretty much only level of interest, I think, would be towards that CME gap. And then obviously bringing us into this demand zone.
Yeah. And you're having a push up anyway.
Apart from that, we remain in here. And obviously the outcome is, unless we fall to the downside at some point, I would expect it, it may take a couple more days, it may take us into next week, it may take us into the start of November. But obviously the longer that you just hold support, the more likelihood is that we're going, you're going to get a pop to the upside. So I'll be expecting that pop to the upside for as long as we hold basically above 104k ish. I'll be expecting us to move to the upside more than obviously we currently have. Gold, I know we talked about this on stream last week. I just covered this, the similar pattern that gold's put in to the early 2000s, throughout the 2000s in terms of that. Can't really, I mean, I don't know about you, but do you really concern yourself too much with looking at upside gold targets from here, or do you just kind of focus on what it's trading at the moment? Because I just like, I don't really see too much point in being too bothered about if it may get here or it may get there until it actually gets there.
Yeah, I mean, I trade on the 5 and the 15 minutes, so it's
Yeah.
I'm not looking for moves. I think metals in general are. I think there's still a lot of upside. I think for me, I look more at things like platinum and palladium.
Yeah.
I think silver is pretty much like I'm out of my silver now.
Yeah. Well, what's obviously interesting about silver is the monthly candle is currently, obviously we've got a solid, what, about 9 days I think left of October, but the monthly candle at the moment is looking horrific. That is basically showing signs of the momentum is over and people start into it.
Exactly.
Plenty of time for it to turn around. But it's definitely showing signs of that at the moment.
Yeah, it's also pretty interesting if you look at it. I know you've got it there from going back to 2011, but on the all-time chart is really interesting because it's put in the perfect triple top. If you look at the 1980, it's the perfect triple top.
Right. Okay, I didn't even realize it had gone. It was up there.
Yeah, I mean, you can only find. Obviously, it's a long-term chart, so you have to find. You'll have to find a specific one, but yeah, it basically is a perfect triple top from the 1980s.
That is a huge price for that long ago, isn't it?
Yeah,
that is like mental because gold must have only been what? I mean,
yeah,
it must have, because I think if you look at back on like the early 2000s before gold got its run, even then it was like $300-400, wasn't it? So it must have only been about a 2x higher than silver gold at that time.
Well, it had a mental run. Like it's probably the most mental chart you'll ever see. Because gold didn't do that, but silver, it basically, it's before our time, obviously.
Oh yeah, there we go. Oh yeah, there we go.
Yeah. So you've got that run up there on the back of the inflation. Yeah, because I assume was off the back of Black Wednesday, wasn't it, under Thatcher?
That is crazy.
But yeah, basically, silver was even more mental. Like silver on the 12 months went from, in 78, went from $5 to $48. Not in 2 years.
That is crazy. I had no idea that it even hit that. I've never looked back this far on gold or silver.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at that. Maybe this is maybe the pricing on this is a bit skewed because maybe these guys have put this together or something. I don't know.
Yeah, that feels weighted because the one I've got has that previous candle topping out at 48.
Yeah. Maybe this is probably not correct, but yeah, crazy. I didn't realize that it had gone back it gone that high that long ago. That is wild. But we are getting a nice push up on Bitcoin at the moment, aren't we? But yeah, obviously that's silver. And again, if it was to explore price discovery, again, you can pick some random numbers. I chose to do the fib, just a really high time frame fib, top to bottom, retrace, and that's really all I'm interested in looking at. Of course, the closer it gets to $100, gets it to towards a big round number, but that put it at like $73 or something, that fib retrace. And then of course Ethereum, again, kind of similar to Bitcoin in some aspect, but ETH is, it's obviously lining the sand up here for exploring high prices. A push up into here would be interesting because maybe this has the ability to form a range in here. You can see kind of it's definitely forming some demand down here. If for whatever reason we got another drop on Bitcoin, I think obviously filling in this wick and then retesting this demand, because obviously this wasn't a proper test here. This was like a 1 second test. Testing obviously this demand down here would be, kind of match risk reward in terms of this price action on the screen. So yeah, come and if you're not signed up to this, you can sign up obviously on the newsletter. There's obviously news stories in there, and then we do obviously have where is it? Let me just find it. Yeah, of course, here it is. Important dates. So this week, obviously, main one is CPI, and that's forecast at 3.1 with the previous data at 2.9. So they are expecting a slight uptick in CPI, and we're basically about 6 months, aren't we, after the tariffs come into effect? So I believe that maybe like this, from around this time onwards, would be when we'd see maybe some inflation because of tariffs actually showing in the data.
Yeah, that lag.
Yeah, that kind of multi-month lag. That that obviously takes time to show through in inflation. We would obviously start to see it from now onwards. Do we get the data? Is there no? I believe no. They are going to release the CPI data no matter what. Yeah, this one was crazy. This one was crazy. Where is it? Here. I saw someone. So I spoke to Wiz about this obviously last night, but I saw someone clowning this down here. Like literally when it was down here, I saw someone clowning it. Like it wasn't on this chart. It was either on the weekly or the monthly. I can't remember which one it was. Which obviously is still horrific. But look at, oh my god!
Yeah, it's up again.
So it's $7.
Yeah, it's nuts, isn't it?
Wow,
it's just been squeezed.
So I've got a question. I've got a question for you on this.
Go on.
So say them people that took options on this down here. Say their strike price was like say $4.
Yeah. With
this now being at $7, are they just in just silly it's just silly profit? Like obviously once it starts going over $4, does the amount of money you start making just go extreme?
The premiums will be nuts, and I think this one as well. So you've got options are really weird because you've got a lot of factors that go into it. So there'll be something called implied volatility, which affects the price of the premium. Now, given this move and the fact that there are pretty much no shares available to buy, hence the squeeze, the implied volatility, I imagine, is through the roof. So the premiums on the calls will be nuts. Like that guy who bought the calls at at 50 cents for 17 cents per option that are now worth $3. I imagine they'll be worth a lot more than $3 on open.
That is crazy, isn't it?
Basically, it gives them the right. So whoever's issued the options, obviously they collect the premiums, but they've got the option to buy the shares at strike price. So that guy had the option to buy 100,000 shares at 50 cents. Yeah, 50 cents a share.
That is crazy, isn't it?
Yeah. How much? I wonder actually. So there's a tool on TradingView, Dave, that we may be able to see like how much profit they'll be in.
I mean, you look at this chart, obviously it's just horrific, isn't it? But this is obviously where you get there. I mean, is this like a Wall Street bet kind of rallied push, or is this just
I
don't know.
Yeah, so what's it called? So the one of the big shorters is Ken Griffin from Citadel. You know, the one who was also involved in the GameStop short.
Oh right, okay, yeah.
He's in it. Shirelli's in it. Short. I mean, this thing it's ridiculous because ultimately I think at some point this will pop because this is a company that was going to die. Yeah. It wouldn't surprise me, and it's probably a bit of a lifeline for the company, it wouldn't surprise me if they ran this high enough that they do a share issue, as we've seen GameStop do, where they'll just issue some new shares at at that price to raise some capital.
Yeah, that is that is wild, isn't it?
I see you've added to your watch list the ones that I sent you over last night.
Yeah, yeah. So these ones, which I was actually surprised at, because a good handful of them are actually good-looking charts. Like, if you want to run through them,
yeah. So these are the list that I sent Dave are the top 10 most shorted companies on the US stock exchange.
Yeah, like you look at obviously.
Yeah.
This one, I think this was the top one. I wouldn't even consider this like in a bad position. Like, it's up about 70% at the moment, isn't it, from the April lows?
Yeah.
The high time frame chart may be a different story. I don't know. I can't remember. No, see, that
looks all right.
Yeah, so you would. I mean, it's not beaten up like the Beyond Meat one, is it? This one again. I mean, this is a great looking chart.
This is a Bitcoin miner, isn't it? So it plays on that arbitrage opportunity.
I did think that I recognised the ticker. Yeah, I thought I recognised the ticker. I mean, in hindsight, I mean, bloody hell, look at that! What a buy that was. What did it spend? It spent about a month in and around like $2 to $3. That's a good couple of X there.
I think I've got that in my crypto pie.
This is another one where I would say it's not a terrible looking chart. I mean, it's up 10x in just over 2 years. I think most of us would take that on altcoins, wouldn't we, at the moment?
I do have some, Dave. TerraWolf.
Do you?
In my crypto pie, yeah, 133%. I'm up on it.
Get rid of it.
Or keep it. In this thing are nuts.
This one is obviously a newly listed one, this Wolfspeed, but again, this is well above its IPO price. This is one of the ones.
Yeah,
this is one of the ones where it kind of looks like a Beyond Meat chart.
The only thing is, I don't like that. So this guy, Carl Icahn, is a bit of a. He's not my favorite person. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, and I think where a lot of people get trapped is because I think we definitely see this in crypto as well, where like a narrative emerges is something like this will happen with Beyond Meat, and people will rush just to buy anything that looks shit, won't they? Like they'll rush to look at any chart that looks shit and think, right, this maybe this is up next for a squeeze. Obviously, this was just pure tactical, the Beyond Meat one. So. And again, people are obviously squeezing the lemon out of this. People will take the capital, and maybe it'll take a while for another play to come. But it's definitely interesting. This is one of the ones where, this one looks kind of along the same lines. Not very much up from its all-time lows, I assume. Oh no, there's a lot more price action. Not too far away though. This one is like a steam train. Again, I mean, you wouldn't want to step in front of that, would you? I mean, why is something like this one of the most heavily shorted when it looks?
I imagine because of their valuations. So if you click on, let's have a look. Just to do, what's the ticker on it? Zenith. It probably is trading at quite a big premium.
Yeah. Tango Therapeutics. That looks like a good chart as well. That is up a solid 9x from its April lows. I mean, just anything is up in it. It's crazy how much things are up. Sculpt is another one up like solid 5x. And then something called Children's Place. I have no idea what it is. But this one is maybe looking like it's obviously trying to take a bit of a turn. Yeah, I have no idea what this is. But definitely interesting to run through.
Yeah, I think we're in a squeeze. The Icahn one's interesting because I think there'll be people won't want to relieve him. He's essentially famous for he's quite famous. So he basically runs a private equity firm that uses big leverage to buy distressed assets.
Right.
Do you remember Herbalife when
Yes.
that went into its bubble? He got wrecked on that. He got royally wrecked. I'm pretty sure he lost a few billion on Herbalife.
Really?
He got utterly wrecked on it. Yeah.
I remember when that was everywhere. that was everywhere, weren't it? That was kind of like that was basically advertised as the Monjoro before Monjoro existed, weren't it? Like it was kind of advertised, jump on Herbalife and you'll get you're really fit, and
it was the pyramid scheme of all pyramid schemes.
Yeah. I knew someone that you used to. I mean, I can't imagine it was very hard to become like an affiliate or ambassador for them. But
basically, that Avon, wasn't it? It was like US Avon.
Crazy. Yeah, that's where we're up to with them. Well, what's Bitcoin doing? Asked to drop below $1 before. Did you see?
Yeah.
I mean, the weekly chart looks horrendous on that, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's getting battered.
Like, this is getting fully pummeled at the moment, but it actually did finally come into one of my areas of interest. Now, I'll be honest, I have not really much interest in trying to long this. I don't really care if I missed the boat on it, but my kind of, obviously, as explained last week, my kind of the best risk reward is in here. Back to starting point, back into where obviously demand come in.
So you want to get those people out, those people who were in at that point.
Like, this is the area basically where if, CZ and the team, because, they must have accrued billions in fees by now.
Yeah. Which I don't know anyone using it.
No.
I use it barely.
Yeah, and the volume isn't dropping off on it either. It's like consistently above like 10 bill.
Yeah.
Which is just stinks. Anyway, this is obviously probably the area that I would pinpoint on the chart to say, if they want to front run it, then obviously it has to come from them. Otherwise, the natural and organic place for the chart to come down to for demand would be just one more drop into here. And I would be shocked, obviously, if this wasn't where reaccumulation happened for obviously the trend to change. But nonetheless, obviously, this has been highlighted on the chart for a good few weeks now. It may be the point of obviously where maybe it bottoms, but it's still a gamble, and I kind of waited for this area if it at all comes. If not, you can always get on board on one of these levels. At the end of the day, these levels will still apply should we get back up there. And again, we can go and throw them on. You look at the chart there. This is a new area of SR. You can see obviously used as support, come down, resistance, sold off. So this is a new area of SR to go along with the rest of them. If we pull these across, these are all areas of SR. So yeah, we're waiting to see what happens with Asta. Let me know in the chat. Are you bullish on Asta? Where do you think it will be going? Martin Shkreli was short on it and down 140% of his position. I imagine he's down a lot more now on Beyond Meat.
I don't think, given the fact that what was it we looked at the other week that he was long on, that then proceeded to do like 1,000% in a candle, I don't think he'll be.
Yeah, what was the one that he what was the one where he said about the 80% drop? Yeah, as well. Crazy. I believe though he was hate watching on Beyond Meat yesterday though. Did you see him? I think on X. How do you spell his name? Here he is. He's shorting more. He said so he's shorting more, but I'm sure he was doing a spaces, and the spaces was Beyond Meat longs are dumb. So he started shorting a tiny amount 17 hours ago, and then has been shorting more. Yeah, I mean, yeah, whatever. But people will get squeezed, but then also obviously people will get caught at the top as well. Because like you said, at the end of the day, it's the chart doesn't lie, does it? It's a dying company.
Yeah, we only have to look at the earnings, and it's probably front running some of the earnings because they have their earnings call on Tuesday the 4th.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, that vegan meat stuff is all horrible anyway.
Yeah.
I actually was a vegan for a while, a couple of years ago, but it's just much better on a whole food diet. Just you don't need any of that highly processed just concoction of rubbish that's all squoze together. Anyway, we'll move on. B&B got listed on Robinhood. Yeah, see, wasn't that was last week? Oh no, that was Asta. When did B&B get listed today?
Opens the door to ETFs, doesn't it? On our, as you were saying, on mind you, it's getting listed on Coinbase as well, isn't it? So it's how long is it? 6 months, and then it can get automatically ETF.
Yeah, cool. But I believe they need to list it on futures as well. So I don't know what Coinbase have done. I don't know whether they do in spot.
Ooh, that'd be funny.
Futures.
I'm pretty sure though. Is it on Is it not on like Gemini or something now?
Yeah. Well, have you seen it? There's a bit of a circle jerk going on now between B&B, Base, and Tron. Now, have you seen it?
Yeah.
They're all kind of like suddenly out of nowhere. They're all now willing to work with each other, which is just a bit odd. So if we get up our His Excellency, where is he? His Excellency, His Royal Highness. Obviously, he quoted yesterday. So obviously, there's something you're going back and forth between CZ because Base had listed a Chinese ticker on the Base app, and the Base bloody devs and whatever were going back and forth. But then Tron DAO said, Tron on Base, we welcome you with open arms. Tron Base. So it seems just out of nowhere they're all suddenly willing to work together and stuff like that, which seems slightly strange. But I don't know. I suppose obviously if you Base, it works in your favor because it just gets more users over there, doesn't it?
Yeah. Well, to be fair, they're killing it. I think what they're building, obviously behind the scenes, I think is quite impressive. And obviously, you've now got a lot more scrutiny on the exchanges than ever before with the listings, and B also I think playing into it a little bit is as they become more keen to break into the US market. I think you've got the overhang of all of the competitions acts.
Yeah.
Which is probably why Coinbase are just which is probably the flag that Coinbase have had with Binance is, hang on a second, it could be perceived as anti-competitive if we don't list it. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. I mean, and for them as well, it's just an instant addition to revenue, innit?
Yeah.
Because like I said, I was wanted to be a buyer of B&B, and I had to put stables off Coinbase onto BLOFIN to buy B&B.
Yeah.
Where obviously it would have just been so much more quicker to use my on-ramp to do that. But did you also see the moves that Coinbase made in buying, obviously, Echo, and then the
Up Only NFT?
Yeah, to bring back Up Only for 8 episodes. Now, to me, obviously, what it looks like to me is just clear as day that deal for Echo was actually 400 million.
And and it was PR. It's PR.
Let's split it. We'll take the 25 million that it costs to buy that NFT, and that can obviously be part of the deal. But I mean, it just goes to show. For anyone that doesn't know what Echo is, it's basically like it's a fundraising platform in it for projects. But it was started by Kobe, aka Jordan Fish, guy's been around in the space for one of the biggest people as well.
One of the proper OGs.
Yeah. and it was started by them literally just 2 years ago, I think. But what's interesting is they don't have a token, so it just goes to show, doesn't it?
You don't need a token.
Don't need a token, and obviously builders can still be rewarded in this space. It's not just, you know, meme coin creators and just create any old tosh. If you actually build something and build something well, there is actually a reward there for you. But
yeah,
that's obviously a huge deal, and it'll be interesting to see. Obviously, the 8 episodes of Up Only. I'll be excited to watch them. They should be good.
Yeah, who do you think they'll have on?
I think they will. I think they'll have. I actually think they'll have. I kind of want to say Baron.
That would be good.
I think that would just be legendary. I think if I was Baron, I'd be sitting there thinking, let's get myself on this podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I know he put out a list of potential people to have on. I think it would be epic to get Doke One on from prison.
I was about to say that one.
Get Doke One on from prison. I know they previously did one with SBF before FTX collapsed.
Yeah.
I think that would be, obviously, I mean, you don't want to give these people too much attention.
No.
I would love to give Doke One some attention because, as far as I know, we've never really heard his side of the story.
No. He was ahead of the game when it came to stable coins.
Yeah. And it would be interesting to actually hear him, like, put on the record what he thinks actually happened. Yeah. I mean, I assume we'll have this all come out anyway, if he even ends up with the court case. I mean, if I was Trump, I would say, I'll pardon you, but you come work for me, build me something like that.
I hope he gets pardoned, because I did it on Polymarket at 2%.
Yeah. I hope he does as well. I think it would be epic to have him back. But yeah, I think they'll have some interesting guests on for sure.
Yeah, I think it'll be interesting. Wouldn't surprise me if I think Brian Armstrong will have one.
Yeah.
Given sort of that.
I know there was talk of, obviously, last time, of them trying to get GCR on. Because I know that he messaged him or them directly, and said basically, would you come on and do a podcast, and we'll either like put a voice changer on, or I'll send questions to you and you just answer them, or whatever. But it would be interesting. I mean, that would be fascinating.
Yeah,
to get them on with some form of voice changer or whatever. Well, yeah, Brian Armstrong will probably definitely have one on there. Yeah, it should be good.
Yeah, because I don't know. Obviously, I don't know how much involvement Coinbase will have on the guests. So I'd like to think that probably quite an interesting guest would be Jeff from Hyperliquid.
Yeah, that would be fantastic. I think that would be great. KDA, yeah. So this thing obviously was one of the emerging news stories from obviously yesterday into today, and I don't know. I've only read the initial, because I sent it straight to you, didn't I? Was the initial drop off. But for me, I think this is clear as day that the liquidation has caused this. And I think we will see still more of this. You know, if you think about how long this has taken to come out, it's taken the best part of almost 2 weeks for this to come out. And I think we will probably have maybe a handful, maybe if not more, of teams. Obviously, you know, you can imagine the scrambling around that they were doing during this time frame. With whatever has happened,
yeah, because they're paying wages out of selling tokens.
Yeah, but in my estimation, I mean, I don't actually know if they gave a reason on that one that I said to you. There wasn't an actual reason listed, was there? But I don't know if they've listed a reason as to why. They've just said basically they're just ceasing operations and stuff. As the KDA token, it will also continue in our absence. Over 500, blah blah blah. Yeah, but I think it's clear as day that the liquidation caused this, and obviously this aftermath that you get from these things it's not clear at first, because what will happen is teams will scramble around to try and raise more money, obviously see what they can do. But if that's not possible, obviously, in the weeks after, you'll get the pull plugged, and then obviously you get something like this. This will, inevitably trade down to zero, as the liquidity is eaten up by tokens being sold.
Unless someone ends up taking it over.
Yeah, maybe.
You essentially, if you let this die off, you could basically launch your own blockchain on it.
Yeah.
If you had enough control, you can change what you need to change.
Yeah. Or someone just does a CTO of just KDA entirely and takes over just the whole operation or something. I don't know. But yeah, it just goes to show, obviously, these liquidation events, they're no joke, and I would probably estimate that there are other teams that are scrambling around, and we are maybe yet to see others come out that maybe you're not expecting or whatever to say we are fucked. Team shorted it before announcement, lol. That is your statement, not bad. That's not come out of my mouth. It's come out of my mouth, but it's not my statement. That is entirely hypothetical and theoretical and alleged. There's talk of group of miners taking over KDA contracts. Maybe someone will do something. I mean, I don't actually know what it is. What is it? Just an L1?
Yeah.
So there's obviously infrastructure there, and there is. Yeah, so it's a L1 proof of work. Yeah, so there's obviously there's obviously potential there. There is foundation there. So
I think someone will buy this.
Yeah, but I mean, it would make sense, wouldn't it? I mean, it's basically a ready-made thing, isn't it? They've just something has happened. Maybe they've obviously been too levered up. Maybe they were like, God knows what's happened. Maybe they were too levered on the whole market itself. Maybe the KDA token itself or whatever's happened, but something's bad happened, and they don't say it in there, but I would assume it is the liquidation event that has caused that. Because it just what is the other cause of that apart from naturally running out of cash? But they could sell tokens for that. So yeah. Anyway, I will get the poll up now. Let me get the poll up. Let's get that going. I'll tell you what I haven't checked is how my short ETFs are doing today.
There's not been much of a movement, is there?
No. I haven't really checked them all week, though, to be fair.
Well,
so I'm 12.12% up on my NVIDIA one, and I'm 4% down on my S&P one.
Yeah, I think S&P's got a little grab in it, and then obviously
so.
Apple pushed up, but it's all next week, isn't it? So the earnings calendar next week is pretty stacked, isn't it?
Yeah.
So what have we got next week?
This was wild. So what would you do? I've been just completely out of the loop. What did you short any of this down yesterday?
I shorted the top.
Yeah. I mean, that put in quite a nice double top, didn't it?
Yeah,
I mean, as soon as you got this hourly candle close, and then it went on for a few more hours. That was a nice point of entry.
Yeah, and then you've just had some liquidation wicks. I mean, they're pretty nuts. You had that overnight one.
Yeah.
And it feels it's come down, it's tested it. I'm still of the persuasion that I think it fills in that liquidation wick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's mark it on. Yeah, there's just I mean, there will just be plenty of stops to take below there, won't there? 100%. But I mean, that is wild. I mean, what was it? Was it its biggest downside day
since COVID?
Was it? I mean, and then that's a freak event in itself. If you're talking about like a a non-catalyzed event, it must be going back maybe about 10 years, maybe more.
Yeah.
Because obviously COVID was like a real catalyst for that, where this was just obviously this has just been natural profit taking, I assume. I've not seen any headlines anyway.
It's getting very volatile now.
Yeah, which is actually interesting in it, because this is something that we're seeing on the stock market, is assets that you would typically not associate volatility with are basically traded like crypto is typically perceived.
Yeah.
And crypto is traded like how them assets you would perceive, where we're just getting hardly any movement on crypto at all. But over in the stock market, things are just popping off, 5, 10x, 20x, whatever, just moving crazy. Gold is obviously just relentlessly up. I mean, what did it reach yesterday? Probably like 6-7% down in a day. Crazy for the size of it. Silver the same. And these assets are just traded crazy volatile for the size, and obviously what we would typically assume to be small movers, obviously like things that don't trade like you would say trade like an altcoin.
Yeah, but we've been trading quite high in the VIX. Obviously, we spiked last week, but the VIX has been quite high.
Yeah, I am patiently waiting for this to come back down, and I will be buying some VIX ETF, whatever it's called, in and around down here, because it is something that you could just sit and wait on. And at some point in the future, you're going to bang yourself a 2-3x.
Yeah, you can absorb the fees. It's insurance, essentially.
Yeah, basically. And the thing is as well, is if you are positioned on the short side ETF, you get paid twice. You get paid for the spike in the VIX ETF, and then obviously the short ETFs will be even more in the green as well. So it just obviously goes with the thesis, doesn't it? But yeah, Bitcoin is getting a nice push up, to be fair. Let's see. Have a look. Yeah, moving nice. You want to see that that green background close out? Sorry, that the red background close out on Stonksy. We want to see that close out on a 5-minute. Show us a shift in momentum, but is maybe lining up for a nice squeeze. And if we actually just zoom out, let's just pick something like the 2-hour. There's nothing really to be worried about. Is that we are just basically within the settlement zone of coming down and obviously putting in the low. We're just basically just chopping. This is all just chop in it before we get some sort of like strength and size move. I'm interested to see what happens in this area, because obviously you can see here this area taking out them wicks. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4 wicks there. Obviously we got that sweep there, take out. This would be my next area of interest. Obviously coming up 16k, maybe a push above 16k, would obviously then clear out the liquidity above here. So then that would be my next area of interest to see, obviously maybe for a short, or to see obviously how strong is momentum, because you can see obviously the flipping momentum was quite clear here. If you were looking for where is liquidity, looking for a liquidity grab, okay, grab, done, short, bang, down. So that will be the next area that I'm looking for, to see what the reaction is. Something maybe like we've got here, or are we in like proper trend reversal, strength, bid zone, just push through there and melt, and obviously come and fill this in and come into the supply zone up here.
Yeah, wouldn't mind a push up. It would be quite amusing as well if we just have that next push up because there is that liquidity pocket above where we rejected from yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah, I think what would be really puzzling for the market and for probably a lot of people is if we just stayed in the high time frame range until the end of the year. Like that would be kind of like a position of, okay, what's happening next? Because even a push up into, back in towards resistance is a good solid, 13, 14% on Bitcoin. That's going to give alts such a kick up the arse, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%.
And again, that doesn't mean necessarily to say that we would do that. We may not do that. We may get this, this ultimate glorious final leg up that we are also craving. And I use final leg up in my opinion. People may think it's going to 200k, 180k,
500k,
500k, a million. We're going to go flip gold market cap in one straight line.
Here's one for you.
Go on.
What do you reckon gets to 5k first? Gold or Ethereum?
Gold.
You reckon?
Yeah. I think.
I wonder if that's a thing on Polymarket. That would be a very interesting one.
Yeah, I think. Well, currently, I think think gold. That is such a good question. that is actually such a good question. You could create your own pool, couldn't you? You could create your own question. I don't know what do you have to start something like that on Polymarket.
I don't know, because technically it's not got to 5,000 on that chart, because that's the Binance one, isn't it? So it topped out at 4,956.
Yeah, no, it's not. I don't think it. What did it get to 5k on anything?
I think on some exchanges it went over 5. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I always run with where the most volume is for stuff like this. So obviously on Binance is where the volume is. I mean, if let's look at the Coinbase chart. What happened on the Coinbase chart? So it didn't even go to 5k on the Coinbase chart. I mean, look how old this. Let's have a look at this quick. I haven't used lines that thin or blue lines in ages. Oh, this must have been from a previous newsletter actually. Yeah, God knows when that was. That's a super old chart. But yeah, it didn't even go to 5k on Coinbase, so I would take it as it's not gone to 5k. If it's not gone on Binance or Coinbase, I'm not trusting it going to 5k on Mexi and taking that as gospel. But yeah, I think that is an excellent play, isn't it? I mean, I suppose we could just ask Grok this, but what do you actually do you get any sort of fees or anything from launching something like that on Polymarket?
I don't actually know. I'm also going to have a look to see if that actually exists as a market.
I've got Polymarket here, actually. I've got it.
I don't think it exists on there.
I'll tell you what, as well, is this, if you expected an end of October boom, this is a really interesting one, 4,800. It's at currently 8%. If Bitcoin gets a move on, ETH could quickly find itself back towards 4,300, 4,400. This could easily be like a 5x, back to 40%. I don't know whether I would play it as all the way to yes, but obviously let's see what it was at. So on the 13th, it was at in and around 40%. On the 15th, it was in and around mid 35%. Let's see where ETH was then. That's not even that far. Look at that. So ETH wasn't even above 4,300, and on the 15th, it was only at 4,100 to 4,200, and the percentage for this. Now, obviously, something to bear in mind will be the time, because obviously this was halfway through the month. where we are currently at 9 days left. So this may not obviously bounce all the way to there, but it may be a 2x, 3x sort of thing. I'm not interested in taking it because of the time constraint, but if you are obviously maybe looking for something to maybe play on Polymarket, because I don't know if they're doing an airdrop or not. I assume probably they would be. So if you want to put some volume through on there or whatever, I don't know. It's up to yourself. But that may be something where you could get 50%. Yeah, 2x, 3x, maybe 4x if things get spicy in the last 9 days, week, whatever. Have you found?
I've still got that 5. I've still got some of that 5,000 left. That we did. Yeah. I might have a play, and this is a complete punt in the dark, so don't follow me in. But the Bitcoin above on whatever.
Yes.
The price for 110 looks quite interesting.
Here we go. Yeah, 11%. So there's 2 hours, 37 minutes left to run. It's only 1.8k in it.
Oh, we're back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, looks quite interesting, doesn't it?
And the thing as well is, this is it. This is the thing on Polymarket is, it's just the same as trading. You can close this out anytime that you want. This could quickly get to 40-50% if it goes to even 109k, couldn't it?
Yeah.
And you
can
yourself...
put limit sells on. You can put limit buys and limit sells on. I found limit buys are quite interesting because you do get filled quite often.
Oh, why is that zoomed in on my face? Let me restart my camera. Yeah. Yeah, you could. It's literally just like futures trading in it. But obviously you're just trading with percentage chances instead. Are we doomed or no, Bobby, we're not. Your Pepe bags will hopefully your Pepe bags will hopefully thrive, my friend. Let us wish a glorious rest of Q4 on each other. But obviously there are lines in the sand for us to look at. Let's see what else. I tell you what has been doing well was, have you? First and foremost, you had quite a big guy on stream before, didn't you?
Which one? Sorry.
I don't know. He had like 40,000 followers or 50,000 followers.
When was this?
Was it today or yesterday?
Oh yeah. I was on with Rudo this morning. Yeah. We were chatting Bitcoin. We were on his. Yeah.
Yeah, he's quite a big following, isn't he?
Yeah, I get on well with him. We do the Wolf Spaces together. Yeah, I like the way he looks at things. He looks at things in quite an interesting way. So we were chatting about Bitcoin, chatting about gold. Yeah,
it's good. It's good. I was thinking that also. Are you still doing your short form content on YouTube? Because obviously I haven't posted anything since Friday because I've been ill.
I've been meaning to record stuff.
Yeah, I've gone back and looked, and some of them have actually done quite well in terms of views. Yeah, like if I go and look, this one did quite well actually as well. This is the most views I've had on a video in ages, so I'm hopefully this continues to tick over. But the short ones, yeah, have actually done quite well. Obviously, that got 237 views. The gold one got 245. This one did horrendous. That one got 135. So ticking over quite nice. I've got to record a bunch more after the stream and get them up because I need to.
Well, I had some clips from. I had the guy who does Wolf. He's well into Deepin, runs like Deepin shows, and we did a show where we sort of talked all about Deepin and how he runs businesses in it and whatnot. And that's done really, really, really well.
Yeah,
that was really interesting because it was more a practical use case. It was someone who makes a living in crypto not through trading, not through like media promotion marketing, but from like running actual crypto use cases. So I found that really interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting. I think it's just about providing something that's eye catching or whatever in it, like. But yeah, I enjoy recording the shorts because you can literally just cover whatever you want in 30 seconds, a minute, whatever. They are great, and I'm still yet to start my TikTok. Have you started yours yet?
Yeah, I've been doing all right on TikTok recently.
Start bad, and I just need to give myself a big kick up the backside. But yeah, I was thinking, because obviously, I mean, I was hoping to get the keys for the new place by the end of the month, but now they're saying by the end of the month exchange, which means it's probably like another week after that for completion. But renovation videos do quite well on TikTok, so I'm thinking maybe do some form of renovation type of content as well.
Would everyone like to see Dave do DIY?
So does anyone want to see me with a builder's hat? Tell you what, if anyone wants to tip enough, I'll do a little strip tease. I'll put full builder's outfit on and do a little strip tease for you. Let me know. But no, in all seriousness, we are 3 minutes away from US Open, so let's see what the poll's doing. If you haven't dropped a like, please do drop a like. 89% think up. So maybe you should be taking that 110k bet, Wiz. Yeah, you're back. Hello, Dave. I'm back.
Yeah, I've done them. So I've just gone on a little bit, not much. I've only done like some small little dabbles, but I've done. What have I done? I have done Solana. I think the Solana one's really good. Solana to be above 190 is 12 cents, 13% chance. And then some of the Bitcoin ones, but that Solana's really interesting. Like, you get a really good price if. So Solana's got a 1% chance, it reckons, of being above 200 in the next 2 hours, 2.5 hours.
Oh, that would be spicy, wouldn't it? Can you imagine that? That would be very spicy, wouldn't it?
Because you'd imagine get a nice little pump on open. Because all it takes really is Bitcoin to run up towards 109, and Solana will probably. I mean, Bitcoin moves up 1%, 1 or 2%. You'd imagine Solana would probably be at least 2 or 3.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I don't have any money in my Polymarket at the moment, and I can't really be swapping over. But I would definitely be taking the. If it was me, again, this is not financial advice. Don't go and do this. But I would be taking the 110k one on Bitcoin. I think that one is. Maybe we take this. Maybe it's difficult because obviously maybe people primarily want to see trading video, like trading and trades, don't they? But I think maybe doing this regularly on stream would actually be quite good because it's quite fun, isn't it? I think we're dealing with percentages. It's a bit of a change.
Yeah, you could do the Friday one previewing the Premier League on Polymarket.
What, you can do it?
You can do the Premier League, can't you, on Polymarket?
Oh, yeah, you can bet on football, can't you? I think it is. It's got to be a huge market in it. I mean, it already is with obviously what Polymarket has been raising on.
They do 15-minute candle betting now, don't they? Or are going to. Go on, ring it.
There we go. For the first time since Friday, we get the ring-a-ling-a-ling. Yeah, they're obviously interested in putting in more and more stuff, aren't they? Obviously, the what have they got at the moment? Is it just Nvidia, or is it like all Mag 7 stocks? Obviously, you can see here. Yes, for Nvidia, they've got Nvidia.
You can do earnings on there.
Let's see what we've got. Tesla.
Yeah, because there's Tesla on here. Tesla launches self-driving.
Yeah. Will Tesla beat quarterly earnings? Will Tesla launch robo-taxis? What will Tesla say?
What have we done on open? Not a lot.
Yeah, not a lot. Not a lot at all.
Tesla's up.
The S&P's had a big old push down on open.
Yeah.
Let's see what the Nvidia 181.
My full profit on Netflix, yeah.
Oh, that had a big dump, didn't it, yesterday?
Yeah, that was beautiful, wasn't it?
Yeah. Did they hit their earnings?
Yeah, full profit, nice. No, they missed.
Did they?
They missed their earnings by 16%.
Ooh. Ooh. Yeah, that's a that's a kicker, isn't it? Yeah, I think. What are the other ones that have been running off it? I think the Netflix chart has been running hot in it. The other chart that's been running hot is Spotify in it. That is like in a glorious high time frame uptrend.
Yeah, it's
leveled off.
It's just ranging like Netflix. It's just ranging, which is sort of why I liked the trade so much, because it was just playing the range.
Yeah. I mean, if you look at just this thing, Spotify this year, comfortably a 2x.
Yeah.
You bet. No stress as well. No stress, 2x.
A lot of selling on Beyond Meat.
Is there? Let's see. I would be as well. If I had this thing, or I had obviously longs on from down below, I would be getting the hell out of that.
Netflix -8.
Oh, is it down again?
-8. It's open.
Let's see. Oh yeah. Let's have a look at it on the weekly. See, now on the weekly, this thing looks like it's rolling over on the weekly. To me, anyway. This looks like maybe, obviously, momentum is starting to shift to the downside. Be interested to see what these look like on here. There's that rollover on the 12.21 as well. What?
Bitcoin just can't catch a break, can it?
No. The weakness is what concerns me in it. Oh, this has pushed back up, hasn't it?
What's this?
Rolls Royce.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. I thought you'd be quite happy about that one.
Yeah. Oh, it was back up to it. Yeah, just a little bit higher. Maybe being greedy, but maybe to be fair, if it forms a range here, then that would be quite nice to do as well. What's Bitcoin doing? Let's see. 107,800. Yeah, it can't. I mean, it can catch a bid, but it's nothing more than just like liquidating shorts and then setting a trap for long in it. Like, it's not like an actual sustained, proper shift in momentum, shift of the low time frame trend. Where the F have you been? I've been ill, mate. I've been ill, so I haven't been here. If you're in, I thought you was in the Stonksy Discord. Are you not? Maybe not anymore. I don't know. You'll have seen I was ill, but yeah, I've been ill. Hence why I got this inhaler hanging out my nose. But yeah, I'm back. Don't you worry. Yeah, Bitcoin just can't catch a break. Crypto doesn't seem to be able to catch a break either, which is, I suppose, on one hand, is actually annoying because it was kind of lining up to be quite a nice airdrop season for Q4, weren't it? Like, there was obviously just rumors of loads of companies going to do airdrops, which they are probably not going to do if the market is not looking juicy.
Yeah, they'll wait.
Yeah, which is annoying. Do you think that there's going to be another dupe airdrop in January?
I don't know. I mean, it'll be interesting because hopefully I get some more, but I've not really used Dupe.
I've not used it majorly. However, I do always use it for when I am moving funds to and from Coinbase, which has probably got me some quite good volume on there because obviously that one time I made a mistake of depositing USDT on Solana, but obviously I always have to swap between USDC and USDT before sending it to Coinbase. So that just gets me obviously some volume each time, swapping it to and from when I'm sending USDC to and from Coinbase. But apart from that, I don't think I've done like major volume on it.
That's a nasty wick down, isn't it?
On what?
On Solana.
Let's see. I need to go down. Yeah. I need to go down there. Yeah.
To be honest, Bitcoin as well. Mind you, it's had a really nice push up. I like the reaction. The choppiness is crazy.
Yeah, it's just pure chop, innit? It's literally just pure chop.
Oh, that's a strong candle, though.
Yeah, that's a nice pushback. Yeah, that is a nice pushback.
And it's putting a lower high. It's putting in higher highs and higher lows.
Yeah, you do. You do have to wonder, like, just how much damage has that liquidation event done to the market? You do have to wonder, don't you? Like, how many more people maybe have got to come out? Is there any like quite big parties in the space that are yet to come out and say we are done or whatever? Just obviously just general market participants. I do find it quite interesting. Obviously, the market just needs to naturally recover, but what is kind of maybe, you know, the short to medium term effect of that? But
that is a really strong candle.
Yeah, that was nice. That is a nice pushback on the 5 minute. It's what we want to see.
Putting a high.
It's what we want to see. There we go. It's coming.
Here we go.
It's coming.
One more.
Squeeze it. It's squeezing. Squeezing nicely as well.
Lovely candle. MSTR.
This thing hasn't really moved.
Oh, here we go, Dave.
Oh, are we going? Let me get it back on. Oh yeah. Let me get it back on. Yeah, that is a nice 5 minute open candle. No, sorry, we're not. We're in the second one, aren't we? Apologies. We're in the second 5 minute open candle, but regardless, that is a nice candle. Strength, and obviously, if we look at the 1 hour, that is now showing signs of obviously, just like a nice liquidation before potential reversal. Everyone that voted up so far is correct, which was basically everyone. I think it was like 96%, wasn't it?
Go on, Bitty.
That voted up, but we are pushing up now, which, let's see, is transpiring slowly into alts. Obviously, Solana is up to 186. B&B is pushing and pushing hard. Tau, that was obviously very strong last week, wasn't it? That big strength last week, Tau. Maybe, I don't know. We are kind of in a bit of a quiet period for the market, aren't we? Like, it's quiet on the S&P front.
Everything's just waiting, isn't it?
Yeah, minus obviously like smaller stocks. But we do obviously have key things to remember is we have CPI on Friday and then next Wednesday, so a week today, is where we have the next FOMC meeting. Well, of course, I'll be live for that. But yeah, maybe we see... I mean, I imagine we'll see the market take one direction or another leading into Wednesday. We typically get some form of movement into it. But yeah, Friday we've got US CPI data coming in. What do you reckon? Do you reckon it'll come in hot? Do you reckon it'll come in?
I think it'll come in hot-ish.
I think it'll come in above forecast, which will probably be its hottest reader in a good while if it comes in above 3.1. I think.
Yeah.
Anyway.
We had the UK one this morning that whilst it was hot, it wasn't as bad as what it could be.
Yeah, I mean, the UK economy is just teared, isn't it? It's just teared.
Yeah. I've got to shoot now, Dave. But yeah, it's been a pleasure. I'll catch you at some point soon, I imagine.
Yeah, thank you, mate. And I will be jumping on Wizard stream as well at some point this week. I think we said you're going to be streaming on Friday.
We'll run it back on Friday morning, yeah.
Yeah, so I'll be on Wizard stream on Friday. So obviously make sure you jump over to him for that. Again, you can just type in his name on YouTube and X. Go and follow him on that because I'll be jumping over there on Friday. So obviously come tune in for that. But yeah, thanks for jumping on, mate. It's been a pleasure catching up. It's been a good solid. I know it must be about a week since we was on stream together or something.
Yeah. We used Hugo as your replacement on Tuesday.
Oh, did you? How did that go?
We called the top again, and we got the bottom.
was you all short on gold during this time?
Shorts, longs.
Yeah,
and then we outlined a Bitcoin long from 107-ish. We said a sweep of 107 and then push up. And then we had a short of 114 and it reshorted 113.8.
It doesn't get better than that, does it?
No, it's pretty fun. But I'll leave you be and I'll catch you.
Yeah, thanks, mate. And obviously everyone shows with some love over on his accounts and of course in the chat. But yeah, we are obviously kind of stable, aren't we? We're just kind of stable. The S&P is pushing back. What are we getting on it? Yeah, not really much mega movement. What's that down 60%? Yeah, there's not much mega movement. If you do want me to cover anything specific, of course, I can do that. Just let me know in the chat. But we'll just cycle through some altcoins because obviously it's been 5 days since I streamed. So I'm keen to see, obviously, where is everything in terms of the daily because I've done, not really much looking. So it's been a while since I've looked. And I do assume probably everything is in and around maybe where it was trading, over the last few days and maybe into last week. Again, there's the link. There's the link. Basically, front run it slightly, but basically again into that level that we looked at. Bang, there we go. Just link, just showing its strength in it. Link just showing its strength in just cleanly trading. From there, let's say, you had your bid set at 16 or whatever because you wanted to get in. Obviously that's 9%, but, that's a good solid 20% if you could catch the top. If not, 18, 17, 16, 15%. Good to see Link just ever present. Perfect trader in the market. AVAX, Sui. So Sui's an interesting one. Sui's into basically, yes. Sui's into our zone of interest in it. What have we got? DOS. Yeah, there's not much change, is there, at all? There's barely any change. the market is just a bit slow at the moment, isn't it? It's just a bit sticky coming into, the latter stages of the month. Do make sure, of course, if you haven't, drop a big like on the stream. Do make sure you drop a big like on the stream. Let's see we're up to likewise. $15 likes, not bad. Not bad. Any thoughts on BITF? Let me have a look for you, worldwide Jarvie. But yeah, I don't recognize you in the chat before. So if you aren't subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Let's see, BITF. Oh, Bitfarbs. Let's just stick that on. Let's go and have a look at it. Obviously, had a really nice push up at it from the yearly lows. I mean, miners have been kind of the play, haven't they, the last couple of weeks, months? They really have. I mean, if you look at that, this only started moving at the start of September. What I would say is that currently, as it stands, it's tested. Let me move that. It's tested what was the resistance for support. So if you look, obviously we had resistance and supply covered in, all log here. And as you can see, we broke above that, but now we're back testing it for support. So I think in terms of the structure of it, as long as it closes the weekly candle above $4, I think structure-wise it looks good, having back tested that. And then naturally, what would you want to see from there? You would want to see some strength and expansion, wouldn't you? So you would want to see it trade in towards that $9 region in there, in my personal opinion. It may take a while, it may chug along, but yeah, as long as it holds above $4, I think it looks good for maybe the next phase of expansion. You're looking for a cheeky low entry on Link. Yeah, let's see. I mean, Link, I don't think it's any secret. It's one of my favorite moving altcoins. Bitcoin's dropping back off. So you're looking for a cheeky low entry on Link. So my levels that are mapped out are basically as such. Obviously down towards here where we basically come into it. Front ran it a little bit. But that's a win. So obviously you can ignore these because these are all levels from when we were trading in and around all this action. Obviously what you want to be looking at are lower levels in it. So I'm guessing you wouldn't class this as a cheeky little entry. I think this is a possibility depending on what Bitcoin does. So you can see obviously this area is where we consolidated and this is where the impulse came from. Bang. So this is where demand came in and walked price all the way up towards $20. So I think in and around kind of this $13.50 region is maybe of liking. Apart from that, this is probably your point of Bitcoin going back down towards sub 100k, maybe towards 92k. Maybe this is where you get your cheeky low bid in and around here. It depends on how cheeky you want in Scottish. How cheeky are you? How cheeky of a low bid are you wanting? Because I suppose that's what determines how low you want me to look for a level on Link, doesn't it? So are you talking like max cheekiness? Are you okay with just complete market destruction, or what? Because if that's the case, then there are obviously levels to the downside to look at. But I mean, that is a 37% drop from where we're up to. And it may not come. It may not come. but you said cheeky low. So I would consider that cheeky low. Ultimately, fill the wick, $8. $8 is a $8 is a buy. Just in my eyes, not financial advice, but $8 just buy. Because it's such a key level. If you fall below $8 and obviously start losing it, it's really not good. But you can't see that happening, can you? It bounced perfectly off it there again. But yeah, how cheeky low are you thinking, Scottish? Is basically what I'm thinking. I'm thinking here or here. Would be two cheeky areas anyway. Bitcoin's recovering. Bitcoin is recovering. It's just prime market chop before the next move, innit? Just prime market chop before the next move. 16 likes. Good stuff. I'm Scottish, you know, we like a bargain. I'm thinking if Bitcoin hits mid-90s. So in that scenario, Bitcoin hitting mid-90s. Yeah, I think them. I would probably actually be looking at 92 more than mid-90s because of the CME gap, and obviously that is kind of, if you look at Bitcoin, obviously is the where we had demand coming all along. So maybe not 92 actually, maybe like 93, whatever. But like 90 upwards. But obviously this is where demand all came in. You can see all the wicks there. But I mean, in that scenario, Bitcoin is down 13%. I think Link being down 23 just doesn't seem enough. Being down 37 with Bitcoin being down 13 seems enough for me. So I would say $11. There you go. I would say anywhere, and that's not $11 bloody stick or twist with it. I would think, if you get 11.40 or whatever, that's your risk reward. Anything in and around $11, kind of $12 sub, I would consider a win, because all we're doing is basically testing, the April, the June demand. You're testing, obviously, where we had all this consolidation in and around there. So that's what I would say. Anywhere $12 down to 11 is kind of your cheeky zone. Bitcoin's made a fantastic push back up again. So we're just getting really low time frame chop, aren't we? Just really low time frame chop at the moment. It's just chop. Just chop. But yeah, have we got? Let's see. Should we have a look at? Let's have a look at some news before we go. Obviously, there's the story on Cardano. If you want to read that, that's on CSE. Bitcoin may mirror 1970s soybean crash, but bulls see 250. Veteran trader Peter Brandt. I follow Peter Brandt. I actually have one of his books. Once Bitcoin could mirror the 1970s soybean crash, predicting a 50% plunge. Yet bulls like Arthur Hayes and Michael Van Pop say Bitcoin still has one more rally left. So he's saying it could plunge towards 60k if the broadening top pattern plays out. This pattern is famous for tops. In the 1970s, soybeans formed such a top, then declined 50% in value. The trader added that Bitcoin's much anticipated final pump, a euphoric blow off top for bulls, bulls have been waiting for may not materialize. If history rhymes, the big Bitcoin pump everyone's waiting for may never come. True story. That's what I said with Wiz before, where it's kind of starting to ring alarm bells in my mind that everyone is so certain of another leg up. Doesn't mean it's not going to happen, but it is starting to worry me a little bit. But yeah, big thank you for joining me today. Hopefully tomorrow or by Friday, I'm rid of the rest of the cold. And yeah, we could be back to usual stream audio. No doubt my voice sounds a lot different to it than it normally does. But yeah, thank you for joining me today. Obviously, it's great to be back. It's been since Friday that I haven't streamed, so it's great to be back with you. I hope you've enjoyed it. And yeah, obviously have a great rest of your day. Thank you for joining me for my first stream back, because it'll do the algorithm very well. You need to get in a rhythm with YouTube, and then when you drop out of it, it kind of punishes you a bit. So you guys supporting the stream will obviously help us get back on track. But yeah, enjoy the rest of your day. Hopefully you're making some money in the market. And yeah, I'll be back, of course, with you guys tomorrow. So I'll see you then. Bye for now. Take care.